Today, I'm doing something I never thought I'd do. I'm playing a Minecraft horror mod. Now, just to be clear, I don't play horror mods at all, even the not so scary mods. So if I start panicking, screaming, or just leave the game, yeah, that's unexpected. Anyways, the mod is called The Idol. I don't really know much about this mod, but from what I've heard, this is a psychological horror mod and uses creepy entities and ghost hunting stuff. So, if you want to see that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Peace. So, in the first few seconds of my spawn, I immediately regretted my life choices and began complaining on my spawn point. But after coming to terms with my life decisions, I jumped down and grabbed my stuff from the, well, chest and began chopping some trees. After getting some wood, I decided to use the trees as transportation. I was looking for a plains biome to set up my base, but I was too scared to walk on the ground. After finding a plains biome, I decided to kill this pig first before going to the other side and look for a spot to set up my base. I grabbed the sugarcane because I was so overly confident that I was gonna set up a base and actually do some farming. After getting the last of my wool, I decided to dig down and grab some cobblestone to upgrade my items. After collecting some stone and doing some mining, I stumbled upon a cave and immediately rejected on the idea of going inside. Now that I found a spot for my base, I began towering up because I was too scared to stay on the ground. After placing some of my wood down, I realized I was running out. So I decided to jump down and apparently do a side quest of digging out some ground from beneath my base. After a few minutes of digging, I remembered my sole purpose of why I jumped down, which was to get wood. So I went ahead and did that, and noticed it was almost nighttime. After getting some wood, I immediately ran back to my base before the sun sets, towered back up, and realized that the sun was missing. But before I could even process that the sun was missing, this happened. An alert that my ex was out to get me.
This is not a test. An unidentified anomaly is present. Its behavior is unpredictable. Exposure
Definitely.
may result in severe harm. Effective immediately, all players must shelter indoors. Do not open any lights. Barricade all entrances, including windows. Do not look outside. Do not attempt to record or observe the anomaly. Visual contact is strongly discouraged. This alert remains in effect until the anomaly has passed.
Out of sheer panic for myself and my love life, I immediately barricaded myself inside of my base until I ran out of wood and decided to go to sleep. The next morning, I continued to barricade myself inside my base and immediately began complaining on why I continued to play this mod. After covering my base, I decided to use the EMF reader to see if it could pick up anything. I don't really know what it does, but I know that red is bad. I put my EMF away and decided to expand the area on my roof in order to place some trees down because I was too scared to go down and collect the trees. After placing the last block, I immediately began planting some trees and ultimately decided that apples are now my new source of survival. I went back inside and decided to use some trapdoors as my windows. After running out of trapdoors and instead placed some blocks down to cover up the holes, I went back up to check the EMF reader to at least get a gist of what it does. I eventually figured it out that if the colors flicker, it means it's strongest in that direction, or so I thought. After complaining about my living conditions, I went back inside and decided to test out the radio. I realized that I was an idiot in this situation and was talking to myself. I didn't realize that the radio was turned off. After asking it some basic questions and getting no answer, I began to, let's say, compliment the entity. I thought it wasn't working because I was inside my base, so I went back outside and tried again. After giving myself some words of motivation, I reluctantly went back down to grab some stone. And because I was so paranoid, I decided to do my mining in F5 until I saw this. With the survival instincts of an air molecule, I towered back up to my base. Remember when the warning said to not look at the entity? Well, because I wasn't listening, I decided to do just that. After seeing the monstrosity, I got jump scared and decided to take a screenshot. And because I was so scared, I didn't realize that I decided to smelt my iron in the smoker. After smelting some iron, I decided to make not one, but two shields. After seeing that the coast was clear, I went back down to continue my F5 mining and chop down some trees. After getting the last of the trees, I went back up and saw this. And just so you know, while doing this voiceover, I even got a jump scare in advance. After that encounter, I decided to relax myself by organizing my base. After doing some organizing, I went back up and decided to replant my trees that I destroyed earlier because I was so scared that it might spawn again. After a while of trying to comfort myself, I decided to take out the radio and start questioning it again. And to be honest, I've never typed a curse word so fast in my life that I accidentally switched my shield to my other hand. And I wish you never said that past me. After crashing out, I decided to fix some of my tools, organize some of my items, and actually began cooking the food in my inventory. The next morning, I went back up and decided to scout the area to see if it's still there. And after that, I realized that I actually needed some ores. After putting some of my stuff away, I went back down and realized I could just make a campfire to cook my food instead of using coal. But because I was so scared of getting near the tree line, I decided to just mine the coal that I spotted earlier and make a campfire from that. Despite the delicious copper and iron, I was so scared I went back up again. Eventually, I realized I will run out of food, so I went back down and decided to kill the three fish that were near my base. After returning, I noticed that my tree has grown, so I decided to chop that and went back down again. Just like I said before, I'm too scared of horror mods, so you probably noticed that I'm in my base most of the time. I successfully made my first campfire and heard this. At first I thought it was my big back wheezing, until I realized I have no trouble breathing at all. Believe it or not, before that cut, it actually took me 10 minutes to decide whether or not I should continue my recording. Now, in this moment, I don't really know why I decided to say frequently asked questions. After throwing some insults at it, I decided to take out my radio and try to ask it another question. Hello again. I stopped the footage at that point because I was so scared and realized I won't be able to sleep after that, which was true because I actually slept at 2 a.m. last night. But, anyways, I already said it in the intro. Don't blame me that if I ever decided to give up. Huh. So, yeah, I rate the mod a 10 out of 10. I highly suggest that you guys try it out for yourselves. And that's all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.